Hey there, good morning Facebook family. Dave Beamer here. Another thought about this past weekend. How rude of me. Georgia, say good morning. So, another thought about this weekend. I remember growing up multiple times, probably, 50, 100 times maybe, having a big, daunting task out in front of me, something huge that I needed to accomplish. And I remember a good friend of mine telling me frequently, he would always reference the same thing. I'm sure many of you have heard this. And it was, how do you eat an elephant? I thought, first of all, I didn't know you could eat elephants. Right? Surely that's illegal or something somewhere. And his point was, you eat them one bite at a time, right? So here's how that is relevant to the Ironman. So my first video that I posted was standing out on that shoreline in Muncie, and I was looking out at the swim, what lied ahead of me, and that was on Friday. So I was really confident. I was really confident on Friday until I got there, which I think I shared with you guys. And I got there and I'm standing there on the beach and I'm looking out at how far that swim actually is. A mile, when you're thinking about running or you're thinking about training, a mile doesn't seem like far, right? I mean, it's a mile. Like, I remember joking with somebody the day before, I can skip a mile, right? We can 3-leg race a mile with a good buddy, but in the water, it was different to look out and think about swimming to that other shoreline and then across maybe 200 yards or so and then back. So it looked, to be honest with you, when I got done with that video and I was sitting there in the sand and just looking out, I thought, man, I don't know if I can do that. Like, the mile in the pool didn't seem that far. It didn't seem as far as this swim. And in the pool there's safety nets. You've got the lane dividers you can grab onto, and you've got most of the pool, to be honest with you could stand up in, really. Maybe the last 10 meters or so, it was really deep. But I could swim right there to the edge and I could hold on for a few seconds and kind of gather my thoughts and then get back after it. Well, in that lake, it wasn't optional. So when I was standing there on the beach the morning of, I had a good friend, Blake Bork, who was standing there with me, and we were kind of looking out there and we were pumped up and we were energized, and I was distracted. I wasn't really thinking about it, right? So then the little beeper goes off every 5 seconds. And these waves of people were getting in the water. And so I'm standing there, and Blake is 2 waves in front of me. And he gets in. And so then I'm standing there and I'm alone. No distractions. It was just me and my thoughts. And I don't know, about that time, probably still 800 of my closest friends were hanging out on the beach with me, right? And I was waiting. I started looking out there at the water again, and I thought, oh, man, I wonder if I can quit. I wonder, can I stop here? You remember going like to the top of the ladder at Kentucky Kingdom or something and looking down at that water slide and going, man, I'm going to walk back down the stairs. That's how I felt. And so I had to go. I had to just get in the water, and I had to start. And then as I was looking out at the water as I was going in waist deep, and I finally jumped in and I started swimming. All I could focus on was just that next big buoy, right? There's these huge triangular inflated buoys in the water that marked like every 100 yards, right? And they were yellow. Then the turn buoys were red, and the buoys on the way back were orange. And so what I had to do, the only thing that got me through, was just looking at those buoys. And I had to just go one buoy at a time. And I thought, man, I can swim 100 yards, right? Like I can swim 100 yards. So I'd swim 100 yards and I'd touch that buoy. And then I would swim, I guess you could call it swimming. I don't know many people would call what I was doing swimming. And then I get to the next buoy, right? And then I made the turn and I thought, man, I'm halfway there. I can't stop now. A couple boats got pretty close because I was pretty slow. I was struggling, I'm not gonna lie. Even on my back, I was struggling. And so I made the next turn, right? That turn 2, that next red buoy, and I was sighting those orange buoys. The sun was in my eyes a little bit, and I couldn't quite see them. And that's when I really started getting tired. My legs were tired, my shoulders were tired, and that's where the lack of training really started showing up. And so I ended up finishing the swim, right? Just focusing on those one buoys at a time, eating that elephant one bite at a time for what it was. So for me, it was later on that evening, I started thinking about that conversation with my friend Rod, good friend, longtime friend, about eating an elephant and those daunting tasks that are one bite at a time. And so that first bite was signing up for that Ironman, right? That was the elephant. So I think I, just got to thinking about so many things in life and in the journey so far that feel like it's just not even a possibility, right? It's the elephant. And so what I've learned to do on a daily basis, on a weekly basis rather, is I'll look at that impossible thing that I'm trying to accomplish. And I think about this week, like what's one thing this week that I need to get done that'll get me closer to that. And that's kind of how I eat the elephant around business. And of course, this is relevant around the body. The Ironman is. And I think about it in regards to my relationship at home, and I think about it in regards to my relationship with my kids and my wife, and my relationship spiritually for me. But mainly the one thing for me I set up weekly is around business. But it could be anything for you guys, right? So let me, if I can, I'll just ask you, like, everybody's got a lot of stuff going on. There's probably something. Maybe it's something that's come into your mind or your heart in just the last few months. Maybe it's something that's been there several years. For me, I shared with you, I think on Monday, it's 10 years, right? What's one thing? What's something that seems like it's impossible for you, that's been on your mind or it's been on your heart, and you can pull it off, right? But you just haven't. You haven't really put yourself in a position where you're like, hey, I'm gonna go do this thing, right? So I got a ton of comments. I've been getting a ton of comments every day, private messages, phone calls. I was on the phone last night like 12:30, which was awesome. Appreciate you guys on that. Just I had no idea. So today, what's one thing that has been on your mind and on your heart? I know I got a little long today. Post it up below, like below in the comment section, or private message me if you'd like. And I'd love for you to share something that seems impossible or that has seemed impossible in your life. That you've got it in you to do. You just don't know how to start. I'd love to hear from you guys. This I can't tell you how inspiring it's been to listen to you guys and to hear your comments and to get your messages and your phone calls last night. Like it was a game changer for me. So that's all I got for today. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Georgia, say goodbye. You guys have a great day. It's Wednesday. If you're doing what you love, you're not thinking about Friday, right? So go do what you love. I love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.